2016, I was hospitalized for severe anxiety. Throughout my 2-week visit at Children's Hospital in Birmingham, I was diagnosed with obsessive compulsive disorder. Obsessive compulsive disorder, most commonly known as OCD, is a mental illness that is very near and dear to my heart because I struggle with it daily. Throughout this speech, I'll explain what OCD is and how it affects one's life. I'm sure throughout your life, you have heard people say, "I'm so OCD," or "my OCD is acting up," when it comes to organizational things. Yes, OCD can be about organization and cleanliness, but that only touches the surface. Most people who just throw around OCD like that don't truly know what it is and what it's about. OCD is a mental illness that can affect anybody. It happens when a person gets caught up in obsessions and compulsions. Obsessions are unwanted or intrusive thoughts, images, or urges that trigger intensely distressing thoughts. Some of these obsessions can include fear of being contaminated or contaminating others, fear of losing control of your feelings, and afraid that you will harm someone or yourself, intrusive, sexually explicit, or violent thoughts and images. Most of them conflict with a person's values or morals. Although these are most common, there are many more obsessions that can interfere with someone's life day in and day out. A person with OCD usually does not want to have these thoughts and find them quite disturbing. Most of the time, people with OCD notice these thoughts are extremely irrational and don't make any sense, but they are still plagued with the fear about just thinking about them. This is where the compulsions come in. Compulsions are the other part for OCD. Compulsions are repetitive behaviors or thoughts that a person uses in hopes to neutralize their obsessions. OCD victims realize that this is only a brief fix, but without another way to cope, they see this as a short-term escape. The most common compulsions in OCD are washing and cleaning. This includes washing hands excessively or in a certain way, or cleaning house in a certain routine or way, or showering in a certain routine or way, or anything that prevents contamination. Another one is checking. Checking that you did not or will not harm yourself or someone else. Checking that you didn't make a mistake. Checking some parts of your physical condition or body. The last most common compulsion is repeating. Rereading or rewriting, repeating routine activities, repeating body movements, repeating activities in multiples, doing a task 3 times because that is a good number. Compulsions can also include avoiding situations that trigger obsessions. Unfortunately, some triggers are part of daily life, and avoiding them means you cannot function normally. This behavior is done with intention to reduce anxiety or to get rid of obsessions. So now that you know what OCD is, you may wonder what causes it. OCD is caused by chemical, structural, and functional abnormality in the brain. It is also hereditary, so it can be in your genes. This disorder is not a choice or a preference. It is an illness that causes a very real struggle, sometimes leading to physical ailments. Sometimes pushing a person to the point of believing that suicide is the only escape. Please remember this the next time you or your friends are joking about OCD.